Hi dear friends, applications of GIS in tourism and tourist map is my seminar topic. Let's move on to the seminar. This is the introductory part of my seminar. Tourism can be defined as a set of activities engaged by persons temporarily away from their usual environment, excluding the pursuit of remuneration from within the place visited or long-term change of residence. Tourism has a strong geographical attributes, and GIS itself is an information system offering services to geographic research and decision making, which can play a role in tourism management. Roles of GIS in tourism management are mainly in the following areas. First one is the conducting tourism information management and being able to produce a comprehensive thematic plan. Tourism and IT increasingly provide strategic opportunities and powerful tools for economic growth, redistribution of wealth, and development of equity around the globe. Information technology continuously changes. GIS applied in tourism management also need to evolve according to the development of information technology to adapt to the information technology development. Then, looking the prospect of GIS applied in tourism management, the following areas need to be improved. They are remote sensing and GPS as supplementary means applied to GIS data collection and updated to enhance information collection ability of the system. Combining the multimedia and the virtual technology with the GIS to enhance the attractiveness of the system for tourists. Combining the expert system technology with the GIS to enhance the capacity of the system to solve travel problems. Then next one is TGIS or Travel Geographic Information System. It is the GIS system for the purpose of tourism management and service. The ultimate goal of TGIS is to provide timely, accurate and convenient services to meet the different needs of various users. TGIS uses the theory and methods of system engineering and information science to collect, update, manipulate, display, query and analyze. Next we are moving on to the role of the GIS in tourism management. The roles of GIS in tourism management are mainly in the following areas. They are conducting tourism information management, second, produce a comprehensive thematic map, and third, providing reference for the tourism development. The GIS has both the information gathering and storage capabilities and information analysis and processing functions so that it can provide services to tourism management from two fields. From the tourist point of view, this has powerful information storage feature and can provide travel information inquiry service for tourists. From the travel management service sector point of view, it can make tourism management more easy. Then, tourists cannot only output a map, including all tourism elements such as terrain, road transport service, facilities, and tourist attraction, and so on. Also, superpose one or few elements and then output the map in the use of this. This brings the convenience to the tourist. From a large number of GIS stored data, tourism management department can get the information that is good for business operations and improving competitiveness by the use of data mining technology. Tourism planning department can make further development and expansion planning and forecasting to tourist attractions based on the information. Then some applications of GIS in tourism. Below we have some applications of GIS in tourism. First one is the personality atlas, then tourist map and subway map, and then sustainable tourism planning, travel mode detection, historic street view, time zone, etc. These are some applications of GIS in tourism sector. Use of GIS in tourism. Then most common use of GIS in tourism is location analysis and are related to transport and accommodation. The use and application of GIS in tourism sector can be divided into following three categories. First one is the tourism planning, then tourism development and research, and the third one is the tourism marketing. Then we are moving on to some key capabilities of GIS that could benefit tourism planning, which will include the ability to manipulate data and spatial attributes, the ability to provide value-added information, and the ease with which resource can be allocated, resource between what are often conflicting demand, and to test what if scenarios. Then adaptability to requirements, needs and data changes over time. Then the ability to identify pattern or relationships based on particular criteria to support decision making. Then some examples of tourism GIS applications. First one is tourism resource inventories. To manage and control tourism development by taking into account conflicting or complementary land uses and activities, infrastructure available, and natural resources through which the capabilities and capacities of an area are to provide information about the tourist destination over the internet. Then map-based information for tourists that may be found on websites or like computer information kiosk is a popular application of this. Depending on the application, these maps may be static or interactive, allowing limited real-time operations to be handled online. Then location suitability. It is the best known and most widely developed application of GIS. Tourism could not be excluded from this application, and many tourism examples are related directly or indirectly to identify locations suitable for tourism development. Then third one is measuring and monitoring tourism impact in the case of sustainable tourism development, where environmental, social and economic information is required. This technology permits the integration and management of various data. Such integration capabilities facilitate the identification and monitoring of key indicators. Moreover, exploitation of analytical and modeling capabilities that GIS offers can provide complex measures and indicators which are often required for monitoring sustainable development. Fourth one is visitor flows and management. A better understanding of tourist behavior may lead to better infrastructure and activities management, protection of the environment, and spreading of benefits such as economic gains. Then, just design and implementation in tourism. Geographical data represents a certain entity in space through four key elements. First one is position, then attributes, spatial relations, time. Then geographical or spatial data can have different roles within the system, which will supplies material for GIS modeling and analysis, and supplies the background for result presentation, provide the geographic database, and help with the search process and information extractions like that. Then the significance of GIS in tourism. This is a better tool in dealing with the huge location, specific spatial and non-spatial data, and therefore easy to organize and automate the data that can facilitate planners, officials, and the general public in planning, development, and marketing of tourism activity. As the tourism industry is vast and includes many interrelated segments, use of GIS system is therefore classified into two categories. They are management user and public user. Here we will have management user and here public user. Management user includes planning, development, and marketing. In the case of public user, there are two two subdivisions: finding geographic information of any destination or region for tour, and finding region-specific amenities facilities. Then tourist map. As you all know, a graphical representation of an area presented on a plane in accordance with a specific mathematical rule is a map. Such a map should include topographic content, information about tourist attraction of a given area, its tourist and complementary infrastructure presented by conventional signs and appropriately through a scale of the map and its intended use. This is a tourist map. Here we will have a modern or digital tourist map and along with a device which will use it for tourists nowadays. Then this is another tourist map of Prague City. A tourist usually has limited spatial knowledge of the visited environment and the map perform an essential function in acquisition of spatial information about the travel destination. For highlighting the attractiveness of tourism destination, maps play a significant role in how we discover, learn, and communicate information about a place around us. Maps are indispensable vehicle for the communicating spatial information and the creating images of the space and the place. Tourist maps have been known to play a vital role in identifying and locating tourist attractions and has essential role to play in effective and efficient management of tourism resources. These are the tourist maps importance of tourist maps. The functionality of a tourist map. Tourist maps perform numerous functions, most important of which are providing information for their users about tourist objects, location, facilitating orientation in geographical space, and moving around the area help in making choice of the visited tourist regions and planning the journey. Okay. Then a tourist map has some characteristics that must be defined in order to analyze its usefulness. First one is a tourist map is read by people of different nationalities and culture and of different conceptual abilities. It must portray a large quantity of data. It must satisfy a variety of visitors' purposes. It is useful for organizing tour for of different duration. Stanton in 1989 established the following categories of information after reviewing tourist maps from all over the world. These are the um, categories: accommodation, cultural features, entertainment, facilities like that, transport. Then tourist map and cartographic procedures. The cartographic procedures are hierarchically conceived by the map user. Symbolization is on the top and generalization is on the middle part and the information content is on the bottom part. This is the infrastructure of a tourist map. It will have a scale and a legend. Tourist purpose is included in the generalization, duration of visit, and in the case of symbolization, we will have users, nationality, conceptual ability, culture, etc. In the case of information content, here we have maps and large volume of data. Then comparison of traditional mapping and GIS in producing tourism map. Both the GIS and the traditional map represents the real world. The GIS is the data while the map is a picture. The end result of GIS analysis is often a map or a cartographic output, but it is only one of many output types. Once created, a traditional map cannot be changed. However, as an integrated system, GIS allows users to ask new questions of database and visualize answers. These are the major comparison of traditional map and the GIS in tourism sector. These are the comparison of paper mapping and digital mapping. Here we have activities corresponding digital mapping and paper mapping. Here preparation, in the case of preparation, digital mapping initially version tedious to prepare but quick and efficient to monitor. But in the case of paper mapping, it starts to scratch every time. In the case of digital mapping, uh, here storage, digital database standardized and integrated compact memory capacity. But in the case of paper mapping, different scales on different standards, voluminous and bulky. In the retrieval activity, in the case of digital mapping, quick retrieval. But in the case of paper mapping, paper maps and tables. And updating activity, digital mapping is automatic search and replaced by computer. But in the case of paper mapping, it's manual check and revision. In the case of overlay, systematic done faster integration of complex and multi-spatial and non-spatial data sets. But in the case of paper mapping, expensive and time-consuming one. And spatial analysis is faster in digital mapping, while paper mapping is uh, time and energy consuming and that is a slower one. And in the case of display, it is easier and faster to prepare better quality in digital mapping. But in the case of paper mapping, it is slow and tedious and time consuming one. Then applications of GIS in tourism mapping. In the tourism industry, GIS is used to provide a digital map base for printed maps, digital files for internet mapping, digital files for mobile mapping, and attraction map website in interactive mapping. Using GIS is become possible to integrate tourism information, visualize complex scenarios, present powerful ideas, and derive effective solutions otherwise not possible. This allows the user to inquire to explore maps and analyze geographic location, retrieve the information, link it to the location, and download and print out the required information. The utility of the internet allows information to be changed in a rapid and efficient manner, thereby helping tourists make important decisions. The database creation in GIS format will answer the following frequent asked questions in user-friendly manner. They are: where are the tourist destination location? What is the shortest route to reach a particular destination? I like that. GIS technology offers great opportunities for the development of modern tourism applications using maps. This technology integrates common database operations such as query with the unique visualization and geographic analysis benefits offered by maps. Then maps have been known to play vital roles in identifying the locating tourist attractions. This, however, provides the facility to extract different sets of information. Example, tourist attractions, hotels and their destination from one another, and the roads, settlement, vegetation like that, and from a map and use them required because of dynamic capabilities of GIS tools to incorporate changes that occur over time to its database. Here we have a table which will contain capabilities of a GIS. It which will have functional capabilities of GIS and based on GIS basic questions and tourism applications like that. Then GIS capable to producing the map in different themes and size according to their users' need, and at the same time maintain cartographic requirements. The function of GIS, however, capable to produce a better tourism mapping in such a short time, less cost, and less manpower while maintaining the cartographic procedure. Here we will have a uh, uh, GIS-based map or tourism map of Slatibor and the Slater area. Then the application of GIS on the side of within the tourist offer, in a broad sense, two basic levels of GIS application may differ. The first are related to the national authorities and organizations responsible for tourism and the relevant ministries and tourist organizations. The second level are related to tourism economy or individual economies entities within the tourist activity. In practice, the difference often can be made between these two levels because identical functions of GIS are often needed to be public and private sector. This technology offers a number of advantages in documentation of data and their processing to tourism planning, where we can count in the following. First one is the possibility of thematic map in quick and efficient manner. Second one is the production of maps of different scales according to their requirements of different users. And third one is easy and quick change of information on maps, presentation of the result in the cartographic and statistical and tabular form. Then the fourth one is the information can be easily integrated through the automatic relations between different databases that describes the same geographic area through various topics. Then in the case of application of the GIS on the side of tourism demand, traveling to foreign countries, meeting new locations, travel planning, determining optimal locations for a visit and accommodation, etc. Imposed necessity of usage of GIS by tourists. Time of GIS usage by a tourist demand is related to the period before and during the tourist. The main aspect of the GIS used by tourist demand are first one is the search of tourist resources, assistance in making decision about the travel, facilitating mobility in transit and tourist destination. Then the role of GIS in tourism marketing. A large number of applications of GIS appear in the field of tourism marketing. GIS in marketing precisely related to spatial aspect. There are numerous connections between GIS and marketing, but basic features can be singled out. First, a rich spatial insight into the marketing data, and B. A greater potential for the visualization of marketing analysis, and C. Numerous data for spatial analysis of the importance for marketing and enriched communication capabilities of marketing reports and presentations. This is commonly used for the evaluation and of locations and of certain facilities and identification of places that have best profit potential. Then we are move on to the area, the role of GIS in protected areas. The development of information technology has received extraordinarily high importance in the field of biodiversity as well as the establishment and management of protected areas. The use of this is vital in terms of documentation information and the development of the management model not only at the local level but especially in larger areas. Protection of natural resources has always benefited from the use of maps. For example, a map of species distribution of the reserve or a map of plant and animal communities like that. Then the purpose of the study was to perform mapping via GIS of locations for a sustainable development of parks in the protected area by overlapping layers, which show the possibility for visitors and carrying capacity of the area, taking into account all the components and the interconnections of the tourist system. Then The role of this in analysis and management of cultural and historical heritage. This has multiple role in managing historical resources. Through more than 2 decades of work in archaeology, this technology has shown to be a powerful thing in locating, interpretation, and preservation of historical sites. Radar set, Landsat image, and like that from the air over a vast region were important for locating previously unknown temples and cities and fortifications. The finding of many scared places in Angkor and China were only possible through the use of radar images, which can detect changes in topography even in areas permanently covered by clouds. The discovery of an ancient roads, canals, irrigation system using remote sensing data and expanded the knowledge about the development of human settlements. Then the problems related to this in using in the use of tourism. A large amount of data input and processing spatial relationships are significant but difficulty to reach them. There is irrevocable uncertainty in the output data because of the proportion. It is difficult to make that source compatible. It requires advanced mathematics. There are questions like quantity versus quality, a large number of targets that are difficult to achieve, and so on. The necessity for training and years of experience in working with it to be able to master all the functions it offers and exploit its full potential and even increase the reliability of the output data and products. Before the appearance of WebGIS, the lack of training with a complicated software installation as well as high price of necessary software package was the main reason why GIS was not used in its full power in dealing with the protected areas. These are the conclusions of my study for my seminar. The employment opportunity in India rapidly increased in the tourism sector during past few decades. Investment in tourism industry increased in many fold due to demand of the tourist service and growth in the industry. Geospatial technology was adopted to promote the tourism industry. In this scenario, information related to tourism is very important for planning and development activities. Due to the development of information technology, the marketing and attracting of foreign tourists also increased. This basic spatial decision support will support the tourists. The web the website based tourism information will be useful to the foreign tourist for understanding the tourism sport and the tourism information. Then GIS-based maps are useful to identify the tourism spots with the facilities available in the location. Facilities like ATM, police station, tourism spots, etc. are important for tourists to easily navigate for their needs. GPS coordinates are useful to access the location with the help of navigation device. In tourism, the use of GPS GIS is different on the side of tourist offer and tourist demand. The side of tourist offer mainly uses all these aspects of the use of GIS. The side of tourist demand actually uses this technology that is installed by the tourist offer. It can be concluded that the side of tourist offer is provider and at the same time a user of this is bidirectional, while tourist demand appears as one of the users or unidirectional. Application of GIS for tourism is the first case study. Suresh Kumar M. Balusa Uttej, Daya Bharan, and Mahadevan K. are the authors of this study. The study area is Kanjipuram city, one of the important tourism location of South India. Here we have the study area map. This is a brief introduction of the case study. In this scenario, information related to tourism is very important for planning and development activities. Due to the development of information technologies, the marketing and attraction or attracting of foreign tourists also increases. This basic spatial decision support will support to the tourists. The website-based tourism information will be useful to the foreign tourists for understanding the tourism spots and tourism information. These basic maps are useful to identify the tourism spots with the facilities available in the location. Facilities like ATM, police station, tourism spots, etc. are important for tourists to easily navigate for their needs. GPS coordinates are useful to access the location with the help of navigation device. Then these are the materials and methods of their study. First, spatial location captured by using GPS device, and the identification of location coordinates are incorporated in GIS for thematic map preparation. Here they were used ArcMap 10.1 for the preparation of GIS database, and the prepared map consists of relevant attribute information like a name, street name, nearby landmark, contact number, etc. During an emergency time, this basic information will be supported to understand the nearby facilities to take proper action. Then this is the temple location in Kanjipuram. Uh, it is very important for tourists. Uh, these are the Hindu temples. There is almost 29 Hindu temples present in and around Kanjipuram. And this is the ATM services in Kanjipuram. This information will be very useful for the tourists for money managing during the tour period. And this is the fuel station present. This information is important for the tourists, particularly using their own vehicles during the tour trip. It is essential for the tourists to know where to get fuel for vehicles. And this is the police station spots in Kanjipuram city. The location of police station with nearby landmark is shown. This is an important spatial information for the tourists. And this is the hospitals in Kanjipuram city. The hospital service information is vital for the tourist to understand the hospital locations with the contact number at the time any casualty or any medical assistance needed during the tour period. This is the conclusion part. The created GIS database will support the tourism activity in Kanjipuram. This database not only useful for the location identification but also useful for planning and development activities in tourism. The prepared thematical map can be updatable and editable, so that in future updating of information is possible. The spatial database can be used for spatial analysis, also like proximity study for facility provision. The second case study, a GIS-based spatial decision support system for tourists of Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Andrew Bay, Shiklan Shah. These are the authors of the study. The study area is the Great Mountain National Park, having an area of 308 square kilometer. Great Smoky Mountain National Park is established in 1934 and is the second largest national park in the eastern United States. This is the study area, Great Smoky Mountain National Park, Tennessee and North Carolina, USA. This is the map of Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Aim of the study. This paper presents a GIS-based spatial decision support systems applications that assist the park visitors in discovering various hidden treasures in GIS and MNP and matches their personal interest to the abundant resources available in the park. Such a GIS-based SDSS will not only offer park visitors with a useful tool to facilitate their activity planning but also increase their satisfaction from the matched personal interest and park resources. Section 2 presents the background information of GSMN GIS and SDSS. And Section 3 describes GIS-based spatial decision system designed to assist the visitors of GSMNP in discovering and planning potential activities in the park. Here, GIS and Tourism is the US National Park Service maintain an internet GIS website known as Interactive Map Center that allows users to find information about national park locations and navigation to and within the national parks. Environmental System Research Institute also hosts an internet GIS tourism site for San Diego, California. The growing interest in tourism and recreation studies will be able to benefit from the GIS technology by developing more useful and efficient applications. Then GIS-based SDSS. SDSS is defined as an interactive computer-based system designed to support a user or a group of users in achieving a more effective decision by solving a semi-structured spatial problem. In other words, an SDSS includes the integration of a geographic database management system with analytical modeling capabilities, a visualization component, and a user-friendly decision-making interface for users to reach a more effective decision to a semi-structured spatial decision problem. There are only a few SDSs developed for applications related to retailing, consumer service, and tourism. This based SDSS for tourism is the tour plan, which was designed to assess the decision of site selection and impact evaluation for tourism planning in small island states. Two key modules were developed for the tour plans SDSS to guide users through decision-making processes and to manage their access to the spatial modeling and analysis procedures. The first module, called the Site Selection Assistance, allow users to specify scenarios of alternative tourism and land use pattern to be developed. The second module, known as Multiple Criteria Analysis Assistant, determines criteria weighting uh, from the user's input and computes the rank of each alternative scenario. Evaluation results are then displayed in both map and tabular forms for users to make their final decision. GIS-based SDSS used in GSMNP Trial Finder. Most visitors simply stay to the main road and popular accessible trails because they are not aware of the other options that may better fit their interests. This section presents a GIS-based SDSS application named Trial Finder, which assists park visitors in selecting among the many trails available in GSMNP according to their specific preference and constraints. The system was designed and developed by a graduate-level GIS project management class in the Department of Geology at the University of Tennessee. Based on the preference and constraints selected by the user, the GIS-based SDSS then retrieves all relevant data from various GIS layers and platforms and performs the necessary analysis to identify the trials that meet the user specified criteria and constraints. Information on the recommended trials is present in both maps and text formats for users to make their decision. Creation of GIS database. The first step in developing the trial finder SDSS was to collect various data sets of physical features and park facilities in GSMNP. Most of the data sets were obtained from National Park Service GIS personnel. This project chose the ArcGIS software as the development platform mainly because of its ArcObjects open development environment. ArcObjects can be used with any Microsoft Component Objects model compliant programming language to develop customized GIS applications. This customized capabilities is critical to the development of customized analysis procedure and graphic user interface in GIS based SDS. This is a flow chart of system design. Here we will have a welcome page and specify constraints and specify preference and importance rating HDSS and display decision and stop. This is a system design in this study. When users start the trial finder HDS application, they will first see a welcome dialog window with an introduction to the system. A set of constraints is present in this dialog window for users to choose. The first constraint offers the user a choice of the mode of travel among the three options of food, horse, or car. If a user chooses food, all trials will be included in this analysis. User can click the View Trial Map link to view a map containing all food trials, horse trials, and roads in GSMNP. The season selected by the user sets another constraint on which trial would be considered. The final constraint is to indicate whether or not the user is interested in a particular activity that requires specific facilities or resources in the park. The constraint selection user interface narrow the number of trials to be considered in the SPSS application based on the information provided by the user. The constraint dialog window also includes an advanced search option. The user simply enters the feature name and the system will display a map of feature as well as a list of trials that access it. This is the introduction and constraint selection dialog window. Here we will have traveling by specific trial type and choose a season, specify activities like that. The next dialog window allows the user to specify the importance of various physical and cultural features to her or his excursion in GSMNP. There are two pages of different factors for the user to rank. The factors are further broken down into categories. The first category points the interest, include waterfall, lookouts, historical structures, and natural sites. Another category ranks the biology of the park and allows the user to rank certain flora and fauna factors, including wildflowers, area, etc. Additional factors can be easily added to the user interface as more data and becomes available about the diverse biology of the park. Each factor is hyperlinked to a map showing the spatial location of the relevant features in the park as well as descriptive information about each. The trial finder GIS-based STSS, the application includes two major sets of customized programs. First one is the constraints specified by the user and then uses the spatial search and database query functions in ArcGIS to identify a set of candidate trials that meet the user specified constraints. Then second one is to evaluate these candidate trials according to the factors and their importance ranking selected by the users. The importance rankings of various factors are translated into numerical weightage assigned to the factors. Then these are the two windows. First one is the factor ranking dialog window and the second one is the output of the trial spatial decision support system. A factor with a high importance of ranking receives greater weight than other factors. A composite score is then generated for each candidate trial. When the analysis is completed, the system displays a map and a report of the recommendation trials. These recommendation trials are highlighted on the map, and the user is provided with easy to use tools to explore the results. The user can zoom in and zoom out on the map pan around and interactively retrieve information about specific features by clicking. Once a final decision is made, the user then indicates which park entrance enter the park. The system will automatically find the best route from the entrance to the selected trailhead for the user. This is the map. This is a map and information page of the waterfall in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. These are the conclusions of the study. This study demonstrates the power of integrating GIS with the SPSS for the tools and applications. This basic STSS provides useful tools to help tackle many semi-structured spatial decision problems that we can often encounter in the real world. The GIS-based SDSS application of Trial Finder presented in this paper shows how we can develop an easy to uh, use and flexible system to assist GSMNP visitors in choosing the trial that better match their personal interest and give them more satisfying experience during their visits. Web-based application also opens new possibilities such as linking the system to online routing tools and park resources already available on the internet. This basic STSS can help find the hotels and the restaurants that meet the family's criteria, also to offer guide service within a particular region, as well as clothing, equipments, and other retail options that would meet the different needs of individual visitors. This paper illustrates that GIS-based STSS can offer significant benefits to tourism as well as other retail business to improve the experience of and the satisfaction of their customers. The power of GIS-based STSS becomes especially apparent when the decision involves choice of opportunities. This is the third case study, identification of optimum path for tourist places using GIS-based network analysis, a case study of New Delhi. N. Gill, B.D. Bharat are the authors of this study. Aim of the study is to determine the shortest and best route between various tourist places from their accommodation is beneficial for tourists in terms of time and economy. Study area. The study has been conducted in Delhi. Its geographical coordinates latitude 28.38 degree north and longitude 77.12 degree east. The city has its historical and tourism importance and has well connected transportation network. This is the study area Delhi city. Data used and methodology. The present study is mainly concerned with the network connectivity of tourist places, but there is a lot of scope to extend this study up to web graph of tourism. This design and application for tourism and network analysis help users to supply optimum planning for tourism. Data product user. Indian Remote Sensing Satellite IRS P6 list 4 satellite data was used to prepare the road network and places of tourist interest, that is 5.8 meter. Then Survey of India topo sheet 1:50,000 and a tourist map were used for identification of roads and tourist places respectively. The right of way or ROW map of Delhi Development Authority was used to classify the roads according to the width and the speed was assumed to be constant as per the right of way. All public roads that is located within the land which is referred to as a right of way, road right of way. These are the width and speed of the road classification of roads here. Here we have its width and speed. Software is used for the study. ArcGIS and ERDA software were used for the analysis and database creation. ERDA software was used for geometric correction of satellite data, and ArcGIS was used to generate spatial data. ArcGIS network analysis extension was used for carrying out network analysis. These are the methodologies of the study. The road network, tourist place, hotel, airport were considered for route identification of the network analysis of tourism. It was based upon the impedance, and it may be time or length which can be chosen by the user. As network analysis also provide an option to restrict the roads for public transport movement, some roads were made as restricted. Analysis was carried on the basis of estimated travel time and distance. In network analysis, there is the ability to calculate shortest and quickest route between different tourist places and also generate a route direction. By clicking on the tourist facility, images of particular places can be obtained, viewed and analyzed and printed for the tourist on demand. In this study, one-day tour package has been prepared for tourists in terms of time and length impedance. Route may be fast, quickest, depend upon the impedance chosen by the user. These are the results and discussions. The route of the day package considered 10 tourist places of Delhi. Roadmap of on-day tour package was generated in figure 2a. It clearly shows the effect of impedance on the route selection. The present study found that if the length is taken as impedance, it covers 85 km distance, but if the time is taken as impedance, it covers 87.3 km distance due to different road speed travel. The shortest route is found by the length attributes, but quickest route is generated through the time attributes, while it covers more distance than length attributes, but it takes less time to cover the route. Along with the fastest, quickest route, ArcGIS network analysis provides turn-by-turn route map and visual representation of the tourist place. First one is the network analysis of tourist places. Shortest route of one-day tour package is shown here, and the second figure will shows the detailed information about tourist places and optimum route for sightseeing. Then these are the conclusions of the study. Network analysis application for optimum planning for sightseeing tour package with the time and length impedance was analyzed using this. The study concluded that if length chosen as impedance, shortest path in terms of distance is suggested, but if time is chosen as impedance, then it creates a quickest route considering speed. According to the width of the road, a road GIS design and application for tourism and network analysis help users to supply planning for tourism. It enhances the potential of tourism and in turn enhancing the satisfaction of the tourists. These are the references. Thank you.